Hey guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my podcast, Creative Millennials. Today I have a really special guest. I haven't seen her in quite a while, but I'm really excited to introduce her. So I'm going to let my guest introduce herself and then tell me a little bit about herself.
Yeah, so I'm Olivia Shazari. Literally last time I saw you was high school, so it's so good to see you again. But I'm 19 years old, I'm an aspiring social media influencer.
So I just called her in today. We're just going to talk a little bit about like her ideal platform and her following. She's just going to tell us a little bit about like what she's been doing lately.
Yeah, so lately I'm in school. I study at U of T, and so I'm doing a double major in philosophy and art history. I guess you could say it's something I'm not really interested in. I would say more just, I guess social media attracts me more, and I guess philosophy is not something I really want to do for the rest of my life, but I definitely enjoy the art history aspect of it. And so I guess that's the reason why I'm trying to become a social media influencer, just because I feel like nowadays our age group is just so, prominent on social media. And I like the idea of sharing those pictures and photography and stuff like that. It's always been something I'm really passionate about and growing up. So, I don't really have, enough on my page, but I definitely have been wanting to do, Instagram and be an influencer for quite a while. So it's actually really exciting to start something new.
Yeah, so I guess we would describe you kind of as a mini influencer right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you have the goals as to where you want to be, but you're just aspiring to get to that place, right?
Yeah, and I'd say a lot of influencers nowadays have, hundreds of thousands of followers, and, I would emphasize on the word mini because I have, 1,500 followers, so nothing compared to other people, right?
But, still a good platform to, get your message out there. You have enough people in, your social community, and then you can bridge from there, right?
Yeah, of course. I started doing Instagram, and I tried to, branch out from there. But I've always been a creative person. I'm volunteering at the ROM right now, so that again is towards my field and something that I've always been interested in.
What are you doing there?
So I work in it's called the Discovery Gallery. So it's basically you work with the little kids, and so
very cute.
Yeah, I love kids, and especially I love museums. That's particularly the reason why I want to start working there. It is again something I'm interested in, but again, working with kids is not what I aspire to do.
The direct path, yeah.
Not the direct path, but it gives me a chance to branch out to people that I've never would have, spoken to before, and people, again, in, my same field. So, so, we're all pretty much...
in the creative aspect. And,
100%.
Just, feeding off of each other's ideas, right?
Yeah.
It's also, a good place to network, just being in an environment that facilitates the creative mind and
100%. Yeah, volunteered at the ROM just helps me meet a lot more people. Exactly. Yeah, networking totally. For sure.
So right now you're doing Instagram. So what are you trying to focus your page on specifically? I know you're a blogger, but what areas?
So I'm kind of just seeing what people like most. I kind of just do fashion, travel, lifestyle, food, clothes, everything really. So I particularly like food because I'm a big foodie.
I remember,
so I used to have this Instagram. It's what I'm working on as well, but it's called Live a Little.
Instagram ad.
The Instagram ad, it's called Live a Little. So I just post different restaurants I'm going to, and different foods, stuff about that food.
Okay.
So it's on my actual account, I post a lot of travel and lifestyle stuff, and and just having that opportunity to post that. It depends on who actually is interested in it. So those people, those followers, I would lean more towards their opinion.
So just in terms of opportunity recognition, so how do you go from an entrepreneurship mindset, and how does your thought process flow? Is it more of a causation? So causation is just you have a clear goal, you have market knowledge already, and then you're just trying to achieve those objections. Or do you think it's more effectuation, which is trial and error, and it's based off of your network and your knowledge of it? And then like any current resources that like you have, like is it more of like a trial and error basis, or is it just
Yeah.
like
I wouldn't say it was about the first one. I forgot the term you used, but I would say it's more a trial and error. It's really seeing what my followers want, and I think it was
effectuation?
Effectuation, yeah. So it's really just seeing what my followers want, what the general community wants.
Okay, so I know you said your answer was effectuation. So basically, like you're just driven based off of like your prior knowledge and like what you already had
Yeah.
access and resources to, or like passion towards. But there are a few principles. I know we went over them before. So it was affordable loss, the lemonade bird in hand,
Yeah.
the plain pilot, and then patchwork quilt. Now that like I've talked to you a little bit about like what each of those entrepreneurship effectuation like methods are, do you think that like you gravitate towards any when you're working, or like your mindset is like based off of any of them?
Too. I remember you talking about the patchwork quilt as being something, creating something new with, whatever you're surrounded with. And I'd say
like
I'd
what
done...
you already have like prior like existing like knowledge and like resources on. Right?
Yeah, 100%. And I'd say just living in the city again, I have access to a lot of these things in Toronto, and these different neighborhoods and these different, cultures, and I guess different perspectives, different ways of, different fashion, stuff like that. And so
like different markets to tap into that are like
100%.
literally right outside your door.
And
There's
so
like
I find not only just being able to, take pictures of, fashion and food and stuff like that, I want to just tap into those different niche markets and really do something that I'm passionate about with the, resources that I have available to me.
Well, when you're starting a new creative project, like how would you describe your opportunity recognition path? Like, would you think it's like internally stimulated? So like it's based off of like you always like want to start a project and then you go after like a niche opportunity, or is it like externally, like you already see an opportunity and like that's when you start to do it, or is it like something you kind of already had in the back of your mind?
I definitely would say it's more of, I think it was an internally stimulated project. I mean, I started posting pictures of food, and it really, Live a Little was the Instagram page I started with, and I enjoyed that, and I kind of just made that up because I wanted to, and again, going back to like that driver of opportunity, right? I wanted to post, and I didn't really look for an opportunity. I kind of just...
Well, like you were also kind of like, I remember in high school you were kind of already doing a lot of those things too, like going out and like going to a lot of different restaurants. Like I know your family's like really big on like food, trying new places and like just experiencing downtown Toronto. So like it was something you were already doing, so it kind of like bridged off of that, didn't it?
Yeah, right? I don't think I really looked for an opportunity. I kind of just saw it naturally. I wanted to do it, and I chose to without really kind of like any external...
it was like just like taking stuff that you were basically already doing and then like trying to find a way to like gain followers off of that and like monetize that, right? Yeah. And
it's not even that I want, money from that. It's just like, again, like volunteering at the ROM, it's something I volunteer. I'm not looking for, that money for it, but again, it's branching out, having those opportunities. Again, with Instagram, I kind of just chose to, start my food blog as something I was really passionate about, not really for money, but just for something I was really passionate about, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I'd say it was really internally stimulated for sure.
And then, so in terms of like business models, I know like both of us know, we're both millennials. There is a lot of competition in our age group looking to become influencers,
for
especially on Instagram. Going back to just like, what do you think makes you so different from these people?
I guess what makes me different, I find a lot of Instagrammers have, a specific niche market that they're towards, right? So a lot of bloggers I follow, they're just fashion, or they're solely photography, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I find I'm not as specific. I kind of do whatever I like and I'm passionate about, which is not, again, something unfamiliar in the like social media industry, but
it's realistic too. Like people have different interests. Like I'm not purely like a fashion person. Even just myself, like. Yes, I'll follow a fashion person, but I'm also going to want to follow a food person. I'm also going to want to follow this. So I guess, like, you're trying to kind of do all of that, aren't you?
Yeah, in a way that, still I enjoy and still genuine towards me. I don't say really specific, but, just because of so much competition, I kind of just do everything.
Tap into all the niche markets and like, kind of try to make it one. And then how would you designate your competition? Like, do you think it's, like, direct competition, or do you think like you're offering a different value than some of these people? Like, yes, I know it's all Instagram based, and anyone can put up a page, anyone can like,
anyone can start an
anyone
account.
can be an influencer, anyone can have like
Yeah.
an account of whatever they want. But like, how do you think that you offer a different value to your customers? Like, how do you make yourself different to your competition?
I guess it was more just going back to, again, that genuine aspect of, you know, doing what I love. And a lot of people on Instagram just kind of do it, again, for the money. And not that that's a bad thing, but that's what they're motivated towards. I'm motivated towards just doing something I'm passionate about.
And then you're also like, you're offering that like different value of like, so it's like genuinity, and like you are staying true to like what you like you like all these different markets. You're not gonna subject yourself to one like specific thing. Like, you're gonna continue to do like whatever you like, and then if they want to follow you along more on like a journey basis, right, rather than just like, this is what I do, fashion every day, all day,
which I find a lot of people do nowadays is solely fashion, solely food. And I got to follow all of these different accounts, where I find if I just post kind of all of them, like, you know, food and all of these different markets,
it's kind of like differentiating you from that,
right?
Like making you that one person who does everything, right?
As much as I'd like to, of course.
Thanks so much for talking to me today.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you have any like ending words or advice, or like drivers that you would like leave off for like people aspiring to like go into your position?
Well, again, just being a mini influencer, not having branched out and reached that many people, I would say just starting off, I wasn't as confident as I am now, and I'm still obviously learning and growing. But you know, some advice would be just to talk to people. It sounds so cliche, but really put yourself out there and get to know people. And nowadays, everyone's stuck to their phones. If you actually, you know, look up and see the different, you know,
like people that are around you, like people that you can like talk to and market with and network with, right?
Yeah, so I'd say just putting yourself out there, branching out, kind of getting out of your comfort zone for sure.
Like, we're millennials, we're so attached to our phones. We think like being on our phones and like going through, I know like you are, like your basis is social media, but like we think that like we can get everything done with our technology. Like, I think we've kind of forgotten that face-to-face that like really needs to happen in order to
for sure, and
get
I think
more of those networks, right?
Those networks are the most important. You kind of I mean, you could obviously start off with no networking and then from Instagram make your, you know, relationships there. But I think it's a lot more, you know, genuine
and intimate, like when you're actually talking to a person, like making those relationships.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. So yeah, I'd just say getting yourself out there, branching out,
getting
off your phone, even though you're trying to like start a business from your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Making those, you know, genuine networks, and
just being confident, right?
Confidence, for sure. Even if, you know, you lack it a little bit, it's important to at least try to put yourself out there.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming and talking to me today. It was really nice to catch up.
Thank you for having me. It was so nice meeting you.
Yes, of course. So that's it for my podcast today. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.